Mr. Fonzworth Bentley.
What's good? How are you?
It's peace.
I know you.
92Q Jam is the most hip-hop and R&B, home of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. It's another Urban Informer exclusive sitting right here with Mr. Fonzworth Bentley.
Yes, yes, yes. We in the house.
Yes, now, you're a musician, entertainer, author, and fashion icon, a man of many talents, let's just say that.
Thank you.
What would you say you're most passionate about?
You know, and that's the thing. Ultimately, all of these things are all for the same goal. You know what I mean? I think that most people who get into whatever it is, you know, they have certain goals. You know, some folks, you know, they have kids, certain folks, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you want to make sure that you know, you can put food on the table and you're living, you know, and folks have dreams. But ultimately, my goal is to change cool. So I just feel like, you know, cool is one of the most powerful things in the world that we just don't talk about. Cool ultimately helped you decide to work in radio.
Right.
You know, cool had a lot to do with, you know, what school a lot of folks listening went to, or the sneakers you cop, the purse you rocking, the lipstick you got. You know, cool had a lot to do with those decisions. And I just think that in today's, you know, with the media being so, you can readily, you know, with the intellect really just kind of leveling the playing field. You can get cool however you want. And so, you know, when I was growing up, you know, pornography, I didn't even know what that was. But if you're 8 years old, you can, like, with a couple clicks, you can see all kind of things. And so, you know, for me, you know, I just think that there needs to be some, you know, some form of, if you can't really regulate the cool, which we can't, you know, some people out there showing some other forms of cool and making some other things very cool. So to me, you know, being dressed is cool, getting an education is cool, having faith in God is cool,
Right.
you know, being green is cool. And so, you know, that's what it's all about. So today, you know, folks, you know, man, you know as well as I do, you know, people's attention spans are quick.
Very short.
Very short. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the season, the Jesus just over. They're like, when's season 3? I'm like, fam, can you find out to see how, you know, the folks are doing that just left? You know what I mean? First, you know what I mean? They already, what's up with season 3? It's like, wow. So, you know, obviously, you know, the book that I wrote, the etiquette book I wrote from Advance Your Swag was about a lot of what I'm talking about, and getting those essential elements I think you need to be successful. And then television show is an opportunity to be able to teach these and show people, teach these and how they struggle and actually see somebody go through real transformations for that. And the music is the soundtrack to the movement. You know what I mean? I don't think profanity is cool. You ain't gonna find that on my music. Okay. You know what I mean? You know, if you take the Everybody joint with me, Kanye, and 3000, you know, we in there with the suits on, getting it in on the stage, going hard. But you know, there were some messages there that some folks didn't get. You know, we were definitely talking to the ladies in the joint. There's no female in the video. Right. And I wanted to show. Yeah, because I really, you know, I think you can have videos in hip hop and not be misogynist. You know what I'm saying? Now, hey, I ain't blind, you know what I mean? I like curvaceous women just as much as the next man, but I just think that there's some folks out there that are listening, and folks that you know that are younger, who just, you know, they don't know what's right from wrong, or how even to what love is really about. Right. You know what I mean? And think that it's just this one thing, you know. And so I just think that there has to be some people out here representing something a little different, and I'm a part of that campaign.
So speaking of from G's to Jits,
yes,
I believe on the show you was helping you want to help Creeper, you and your mom, help the foundation. Yeah. Does that happen?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like Creeper, I was just first of all, the show just over for y'all. That's first. You know, I talk to these gentlemen all the time. You know what I mean? A lot of them. And the way I work that is, you know, if you're still working every day to be a gentleman and to work on all the things I talked to you about, then we're gonna continue to stay in touch.
Okay. So it just wasn't for the cameras.
Oh no, I mean, you know, and I think that a lot of folks, you know, really got that from me. But you know, it's moving forward from there. You know, it's like those that are continuing to work. You know, I want to stay in touch with them and make sure that they continue to be successful. And really, if you're working all the things that you learn, you will be successful. It is for you to just, but you know, again, I understand it's sort of like shock therapy. You're in there, you're getting all these new lessons, and it's about, you know, sticking to it.
Going back to the beginning of your career, when we first saw you on the screen, and Diddy's assistant.
Yeah.
Like, at any part, did that ever make you feel like less of a man? Like, I'm Curtis, man, umbrella and...
Nah, well, and you gotta understand, like, it's sort of like, first of all, that was my umbrella, and that was my idea. You know what I mean? That's
right.
first of all.
Because you got your deal with the parasales.
No, I never did a parasol deal. I'm going to put out umbrellas, you know.
Okay.
It's a dirty game. Somebody had trademarked my name.
Gotcha.
Just telling you the real. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you gotta understand, I was working, you know, for Sean Combs, and that was my boss. And you gotta understand, when we went overseas, south of France, it wasn't many folks that looked like us at all. It was Naomi Campbell, Puff, me, a couple of his folks, and that's it. So you gotta understand, like, every single day, folks out there, you're making Black history every day. There are Jackie Robinson moments every day. I just left the White House just now. You know what I mean? And saw folks, you know, I was walking around with April Ryan, who's a White House correspondent. She was just telling me about how many more brothers and sisters in the White House now and all of these different jobs. And, you know, I was talking to them, and, you know, a lot of these folks are aides, but I'm like, man, like, they're literally being Jackie Robinson. And if you do a good job, then somebody else can come behind you and do it. And so when he went anywhere, I wanted to make sure not only was he looking his best, at the top of his game, but I wanted to, because he was representing you. He was representing me over there. And so that's very important to me, you know. And so I just ultimately encourage everybody out there, you know, you know, the way this works is, you know, it's sort of like a slingshot, man. You really gotta humble yourself before you start to go upward on that trajectory, and that's part of people's problem. A lot of folks don't want to humble themselves. Yeah, and they want to have the ego. You know what I mean? Like when I first started on the job, I remember, you know, Puff Slick. He had his boy like, yo, his boy was like, yo, you want to be an actor, don't you? I was like, no, I want to be the greatest person assistant that has ever walked through these doors. That was right. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't important. And, you know, there was definitely some truth to that. I definitely want to do the best.
That was some acting like that.
That was, you know, people get believe. But I definitely want to do the best that I want to do, that I ever want to be. But at the same time, what folks do, a lot of times folks come up and like, yo, Bentley, I'm hungry, or get on the job, and you the intern, and now, yo, I want, it's like, dog, do your job and do it the best first.
Right.
Don't be getting involved in what else you want to do and what else is important. That's not important. You got hired to do a job, and you need to do that the best. When I was there, obviously I could be styling for Sean John and design for Sean John. Yeah, obviously he had restaurants. I worked in the restaurant business for one of the best in New York for 4 years, so I could help him in those areas. That wasn't important. None of that stuff was important. All he needed to know was that I was going to do the best job of what I was doing, and then those other opportunities were open to me, and I was able to do those and get money.
There it is.
Yeah. So, you know, ultimately, I just think that, you know, my goal is just to be able to show folks that, man, like, listen, start where you are, use what you have, and do the very best that you can, and you will be successful.
Is that the same advice you would tell the new contestants that want to try out for Diddy? I want it for Diddy Part 2?
Oh, I tell them, y'all need to pray. That's the first thing I tell them. Shaded, when I be at the job or when I be riding home in traffic and mad, y'all keeping the focus steady. So say something.
Y'all listen up. 92Q.
92Q.
Thank you, sir.
Sure thing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.